Hi, Sumaya.
Hi, Vidya. How was the day today?
I'm sorry.
How was the day today?
Who's late today? புரியல. We are having account session now, right? Or economics?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
This is account section. Hari will be taking liabilities.
Yeah, continuation of yesterday. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So today only one session, no? Only accounts.
Yeah, only accounts.
Okay. Yesterday there were two sessions, economics also.
Economics was SRM section. Like it was a class for us, not a private. This is a private. We all get together and discuss about the subject.
Yeah, I understood. I was there in yesterday's class also. I was there. But I when I saw the message regarding economics, I thought I missed one session. That's why I asked.
Okay.
I hadn't received a mail or any message regarding yesterday's economics SRM session. So only when you all were discussing, I realized there was a class.
I think most of us are in Tamil language.
There was only yesterday one person who Prakash who was from Delhi. The rest I think are comfortable with Tamil.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, not okay. Okay, so we have more people.
Someone is saying that he is not Tamil. That's Hari joined the group.
So Screeny, can you please make me an co-host or let me make screen sharing? Okay, thank you. May I know which screen is available, like displaying in the screen? Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, which tab? I don't know which I'm sharing right now. It's a PPT or my handwritten note.
It's PPT.
Okay, right now. Right now.
It's handwritten.
Handwritten
Handwritten.
notes.
Okay. Just I need to make sure. Okay, can I wait for a few minutes? Can we? Does anyone have any doubts regarding the asset, non-current asset and the current assets? And the non-current and the current explanation which I gave yesterday, that distinguishes between those two. Hello, is there any doubt?
No doubts in assets.
Okay.
Hari, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Where does the labor come in asset? In which category? Is it the current or non-current?
Come again.
Labor.
It's an expense. It won't come under asset category.
Okay, so considering it as a wages, you're telling, or
The expenditure has two sides, like direct, indirect. We will be saying. One more is capital nature and revenue nature. If the labor is utilized for for capitalizing something, for example, one second. Can you look at my handwritten notes?
yes.
Okay, just imagine I purchased the equipment from Abu Dhabi. For one second, I will be using this Excel. Is my Excel is visible to you? Hello.
Yes, Hari.
Okay, I have purchased a machinery worth of 10 crores. In Abu Dhabi. Okay, I have purchased my machinery. but I need the machinery in my office, like in my industry, at India, like in Tamil Nadu or else some other place like Asimit, Chennai. So to bring the machinery from Dubai to Chennai, just assume it the transport cost me like 1 crore. And then after reaching the the airport, there some sort of custom clearance. You pay tax, like custom duty. Maybe in many cases the amount will be equivalent to the machinery value. So that I have been taking the same value 10. Okay, it's in airport. It haven't reached to my office. So right now for the machinery to reach my office, I have incurred again a transport expenses. What of, assume it's same 1 or 0.5, just take it. In India, the cost of transportation is less while comparing to the distance. Okay, then I have hired a few of them to lift the machinery from the vehicle to into my office. Assume it's not possible to carry the 10 crore machinery by a human. So I paid wages around 0.25. And I have installed the machinery in my ground by digging the hole, and I have incurred some sort of cement expenses. So completely the wages includes all those things. Assume it like for digging the hole, for making the installation, I have incurred the wages of 2.25. We can also call as labor. So the manpower we used. And then after installation, I made a trial run. Just for that, I have incurred an expense of 0.20. So the machinery cost is 10 crores, but I have incurred a lot of expenses. The yellow portion completely says it's an expense to me. Yes or no? Will anyone confirm it, please?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Right now, I have incurred an expense to the extent of 11.95. So, what's the cost of my machinery right now? Is that 10 or 11.5? Sorry, it's not 11.5. So what's my cost of my machinery? It's 10 crores or 21.95 crores?
21.95.
Pardon?
21.95.
Okay, because I have incurred a lot of expense to put my machinery to work. So the cost incurred up to my office, the industry, the building, whatever the structure you have built, the cost incurred up to put to use. Put to use, the machinery is put to use. The cost or whatever the expenses incurred should be capitalized. The word is capitalized, so that the expenses incurred in this time 11.95 is added to the machinery cost, so that if anyone in India or some other person should incur at least 21.95 to purchase the machinery. So that's the reason the expense are incurred for the purpose of the machinery. So it's in capital nature. I mean, it's capitalized. The expenses are incurred for the purchase of machinery of 10 lakhs. It's capital nature, so that it will generate a future economic benefit, as we discussed in the future benefit. Okay. So right now the expenses are directly related to the machinery. So those expenses are known as direct capital nature. So assume it after installation, after trial run, I have incurred a small repair. Just assume it a 1 crore I have incurred. Should I need to add the 1 crore to the cost or not? We'll see the answer, or B will be my answer.
I give B.
21.95.
Obviously, it's the right answer, because the above expenses are incurred only once. It won't have recurring nature. It won't occur unless otherwise we purchase another machinery. It's an one-time expense, but the repairs and maintenance will be it's in recurring nature. Recurring means year on year or week on week. It will keep on be incurring to us. So it's recurring nature. But those are the expenses which are non-recurring nature. It will occurs or happens only once. Assume it I have incurred some sort of expense to the extent of 5 crores, so that it will increase the production capacity. It will increase the production capacity of my machinery. Right now it produces 100 quantity, but after incurring the 5 crores, the machinery started producing about 120 quantity. So it's increased my production capacity. If that 5 crore is increasing my production capacity, then it should be capitalized with the machinery cost. So the 5 crore should be added to the 21.95. So then my cost will be 26.95, but it won't be in recurring nature also. We can't keep on incurring 5 crore on each and every year, so that it can give us extra 20 crores, like 20 quantities. Okay, is that clear? Recurring nature, non-recurring nature. The expenses are put to use, up to put to use is in capital nature, and the repairs for
Clear, Hari.
improving the machinery. Okay. Repair of 1 crores. Non-rec. It's non-recurring in nature. Sorry, it's not. It's recurring in nature. But those which are highlighted in the yellow are non-recurring nature. It will occur only once. Okay, I have explained a lot of things. One, the expenses incurred up to put to use of machinery. The expense, the word is expense. If it is for the machinery to put to use, then it will be capitalized. That means it will be added to the machinery and it will be sent to the asset category. Okay. Okay. After a year or some other time, I have incurred a major expense of 5 crores so that it will improve my machinery capacity. It's vital in nature. If so, it's also a non-recurring expenses. It have increased my production capacity. It's contributed a major amount, like 20 quantity. For example, I have taken 20, but it's not practically possible. But some sort of things will be in the capital nature. Okay, it will be capital nature. It will be sent to asset classification, more or less in balance sheet. It will be in balance sheet. I haven't explained about balance sheet, but balance sheet contains two portions. One is asset and another one is liability. So it will be treated as an asset under a balance sheet, as a balance sheet item. But the repair of 1 crore is an expense, but it's not in it's recurring nature. So it's an expense, revenue expense. To generate the revenue, I need to incur the expense. Okay, if I haven't incurred the expense, I couldn't run the machinery. Without having the maintenance or repairs, I can't run the machinery. So it generates me the revenue. It's different from actual. It will the one which I have incurred is major expense and which improves the cost, which improves the performance of the machinery. So it also be asset and it also be included in the balance sheet. But it's an expense. It's in a revenue nature. It will be treated like accounted in profit and loss account. Okay. Each and everything is an expense, but the nature determines where it has to be accounted, whether under the asset category or under the expense category. It's also an expense. It's capital in nature, so that we have presented in balance sheet. It's also an expense, but it's a recurring expense, but the nature is revenue nature, so that the expense is presented in the profit and loss account. There are few things like presentation, disclosure, classification. Yesterday we have seen the asset. It is classified as current and non-current. So it's a classification. Presentation, where it has to be accounted. For example, those are also the expenses, or everything is an expense, but it should be presented in this form, so that it will truly reflect the performance of the company. The balance sheet and profit and loss is a report card of the company, so that it will it should be crystal clear. It should be in a way it should explain the company's performance. Assume it I will explain the same example once again after completing the balance sheet and a P&L. So just for the time, have you understand is that I need to explain in some other language? Okay or not okay? Yesterday I explained about classification. Today just I shown how it should be presented. We have a lot of things, how to present, how to not present. Okay, did you get it? Okay or not okay? Is that any more explanation I need to give? Hello? Anyone? Am I audible? Hello? Hello?
It's
Yeah,
okay,
Hari,
Hari,
we
you
are
can
done.
proceed. We can able to understand.
Okay, just I need to confirm some of yesterday I was actually explaining about the non-current asset about the property, plant and equipment. After completing all the side headings, someone asked about it. Will you please explain in Tamil? That's the reason I'm asking. Even I am comfortable, little bit comfortable with Telugu. If so, I can able to explain it in Telugu also. So please don't hesitate to ask anything. Like I am your classmate, obviously. Okay, I think I take it as S and I will continue. Okay, just I need to make a recap about this session. Okay, like financial accounting, the accounts is the language for the business. To understand the business, you should know the language called accounts. Without that, you can't understand what the business is doing or what's going in the business. So it's just a kind of mark sheet. In some cases, we can say it as an post-mortem report of the company because it's prepared after 12 months. So when something's prepared after the completed time, I mean past tense, that 12 months after 31st March or after 31st December. Right now, the like in India, we are only following like 31st March, but in few sums came while coming across in the assignment, I've seen like 31st December. So that's the reason I'm giving importance to those two words, 31st March or 31st December. So please make sure what's the question asked for and for which accounting period or which calendar year. Okay. The accounting year right now is April 1st, 2021 to 31st March 2022. If they haven't mentioned anything, date or something year ending, you can assume it, but it should be appropriate. If you're taking 31st March, if they're given details regarding the like January 2021 to December 31st, take the 9 months details only. Shouldn't take the 12 months criteria. Well, I will be explaining about it afterwards. Okay, so make sure, are you taking the accounting year as calendar year or not? Okay, after 10 minutes, I need a break because it seems to be the meeting won't be recording after 10 minutes. Okay, for those 8 members, we are actually making the accounts. Like we will preparing the mark sheet for those industries in colloquial terms. Okay, 4 important words which you should understand so that I can able to explain all those things. I have took different paths to explain the accounts because I don't know how to start. Because if I start keeping on saying what is debit, what is credit, you won't understand all those things. That's the reason I got first into the terminologies, that too asset, liability, income and expenses. So asset is a resource with economic value that an individual or corporation or company, or country owns or controls with the expectation that it will provide a future benefit. Most important, the future benefit. It should provide a future benefit. I have installed the machinery worth of 21 crores. It should damn sure generate a revenue. It should give me a benefit for each in future for each and every years. Okay, as the same, the asset definition, I have got one picked one from my accounts book. Tangible object or intangible rights owned by an enterprises and carrying probable future benefit. As this, both the definition are same, but the last one is more related to accounts. Tangible objects and or intangible objects. Okay, the property, plant and equipment, which comes under tangible. Yeah.
Tangible and intangible in the sense movable and immovable, you're trying to tell?
No. Tangible, which you can able to see in your bare eyes and you can touch and feel it.
Physical and
yeah, physically it's present, like land and building, plan, like a car, something. Okay. Intangible are those things which you can't able to see. You can't see the software. You can see the codings, but you can't see the software or patent right, chemical compound, something like that.
Okay, I understand. Thank you, Hari.
Okay, it's an intangible asset. So tangible, intangible. As the tangible classified as 2 categories: immovable, movable. Immovable, the land and building, obviously, which you can't move it. In our case, I have explained the equipment which I have installed in my office by digging a hole and I have erected it into the earth. So I can't able to move it. So it will also comes under immovable. the plant, the machinery which I have purchased from Abu Dhabi and which I have installed in my office. So it will also comes under immovable property. You can't able to easily movable. And as the same, I hired someone in good at like painting. So I requested him to like paint in my wall, in my building wall, inside my office room. It's like in my wall, like I can see it, like you can't able to just like that carry on something. It is fixed to it. You can't. If you need to like move, you should cut the wall. As the same, the machinery also. So can you able to understand the immovable? Movable means the transport vehicles, car, laptop, mobiles, what other things? Okay. Do you need any further explanation? I think take it as
No, Hari,
as-
I understand. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. If you need to explain me in Tamil also, I can. Anyone? Okay. Non-current and current. Property, plant, and equipments. It's a tangible. So it's movable, immobile, classified into two categories. And immovable, land and buildings. And other than that, it will be movable. Those things are comes under the like a tangible, movable. Laptop, mobile phones, car, bike, cycle, whatever the things that treated as fixed asset. Fixed asset. The fixed asset is classified into two, like tangible, intangible. The tangible portion further classified into two, movable, immovable. If you can able to move it from one place to another, mobilization, it will be treated as an movable. If you can't move it, it comes under the category of immovable. Then another one is intangible, which you can't barely see in your eyes. You can't touch and feel it, but it will be existing. Okay. So even you can able to present it in such a manner. In such a manner, we have seen the lot of problems in assignments. Well, we don't have, like I haven't seen any books right now in SRM. So that's the reason I'm saying on my own words. And the non-current investment, if you are holding that for a long time, for long term of period, it should be a non-current asset investments. Okay. Deferred tax asset is related to companies, but just remember there is something called deferred tax asset which comes under non-current assets. Long-term loans and advances. If I gave a loans or advance, loan different from advance. The advance for maybe for like I have prepaid an expense for 3 months. 3 months expenses worth of 30,000 in current year. As on 31st March, I have paid for the April, May, and June upcoming 3 months rent worth of 30,000. As on 31st March, you should account that 30,000 as an asset. You should treat it as an asset, as an advance. So it's not more than 12 months. It will be less than 12 months. So it will be treated as short-term advance, as a prepaid expense or outstanding expenses. Like prepaid expenses, sorry, outstanding, it will be different. Okay, sorry. Okay, short-term loans and advances. If I gave it as loan, it will be treated as loan. Advance means it may be in return of something, like I may pay some like a lump sum amount for the supplier so that he can provide me goods for next 24 months. So it's in long term. Maybe supplier also comes under this category sometimes. Other than non-current, if it satisfies that non-current definition as an asset, then you can categorize it in other non-current assets. Okay. And while coming to the current asset, if the investment you are holding is not for more than 12 months, just for short term, you can treat it as current investment. More or less, many of them treat everything under current investments because they will be thinking like I will be holding those things at the financial year only for 12 months. Next year, they may change it and hold it for another 12 months. So in that case also, they will be treating those things in current investment. Even if you are holding any plant and machinery or something, I think I won't hold more than 12 months. Even though it doesn't meet the long-term criteria, uniformity principle, they usually account those things under the plant, property, and equipment. Sorry, property, plant, and equipment. Inventory is nothing but the stock, which classified as three, like raw material, work in progress, and finished goods. So trade receivables, the word itself explains, I made a trade, the amount is not yet received, it is receivables. So it's also it has also another name called debtors. Cash and cash equivalents. So cash in hand, cash in bank are treated as cash and cash equivalent. Short-term loans and advances, as I have explained, about the long term. I said about the short term also. If the definition satisfies and it comes under the criteria of current asset, then you can classify it under other current assets. It's classification. You have classified asset, non-current and current. So I think you have got all those points. Okay, guys. Like after 2 minutes, I can't be able to record. So what to do?
Hari, we'll
Sumaya.
just continue. I'll put another meeting and
Well,
we'll
we need
continue.
recordings.
Yeah, it will
That's
be
the
recorded.
thing. No, it's showing the remaining meeting time of 1 minute 42 seconds. That's the reason I'm asking it. Okay, it's not big deal. Okay. Okay, before explaining about the liability, I need to explain something about the concept, which is called entity concept. Okay. Okay, business entity concept or entity concept, which states the business enterprises is a separate identity apart from its owner accounts, should be treated as business as distinct from its owner. I am the owner of Hari proprietorship, owning some sort of like a clothing, textile firm or company, like not a firm or organization. Okay, whatever, like an individual entity, like I'm the owner, I'm the single owner. I'm not a partnership concern or company, but I'm owning the some Hari Textiles. So Hari Textiles is the business. That means Hari Textiles company or organization, whatever the thing, it is a business, but I am the owner. So business is distinct from its owner. I am a different person while comparing to the business. There are two persons existing right now. I am Hari and I